right, so this is at Titi's House podcast. Guys, so from my last episode, I wanted to talk about, I did my DNA ancestry. First of all, when I told my siblings that I was going to do my ancestry, they were kind of like, why? Because they're going to have your DNA in a bank and they're going to have access to it. You shouldn't do that, this and that. But I'm just going to give you a little bit of backstory. So I am my mother's fourth child. So my mother was married before having me. She was married and she had 3 kids. She had a son and then a set of twins from her first husband. Then I am the middle child. I feel like I got to explain this because my results kind of explain why my entire life I felt different. So then I'm in the middle, and then I have 2 younger brothers. So I have 2 younger brothers, which my entire life I thought we had the same father. Come to find out, I did my DNA, and I did my DNA because when I was 36 years old, first, let me just say, my entire life I felt different. I didn't look like my siblings. I'm in the middle. And I just didn't think that my 2 younger brothers and I had the same father. I felt like I was always, just different. And growing up, like, I felt like they treated me differently. You know what I'm saying? Your siblings treat you different. And I felt that, like the nicknames that I had. No, I don't think it was because I was just a girl. I was negra the entire time. My brothers were blue eyes, blonde hair. My 2 younger brothers, they look exactly like my father. If you see my father that raised me and them, they look exact. One looks like him when he was younger, and one looks like him when he was like a little bit older, and it's going to look just like him as he grows older. It's so funny because his wife says that all the time. But I just never felt like I belonged. I always felt like and maybe not intentionally, but he, spent more time with them. And I used to cry about it. I used to say to my mom, why doesn't he spend time with me? Why does my dad not love me? And she would always be like, well, they're boys and, he's a man. So you're my daughter. I spend time with you and he spends time with them and this and that. I just never felt that 100% connection, and nothing towards my dad, because I think he did the best that he could do. So because of that, when I was 21, it's crazy because I was pregnant with Sean and you were a little boy. Sam, your dad, was stationed in Panama, and I went to Panama. And while I was in Panama, I will never forget this. I go to meet my mom. My mom calls me and says, come meet me for dinner. And I'm in Panama City. So I go down to Panama City. I meet her for dinner. And there's a gentleman with her, and she introduces me to him. Never forget this. She doesn't introduce him to me as my father, but she introduces me to him, and he says to me, do you think you look like me? I will never forget this conversation, and it has stuck with me throughout my entire life. Even though I was 21, I didn't put the dots together then. Maybe because I was just like, I had my own family. Yeah. I was an adult. I was already married. I'm 21 years old. I'm expecting my second child. Like, there were so many other things.
You're like, yeah, who's this creep asking me?
Yeah, like but he did ask me, did I look like him? And in a way, I was just like, okay, I have curly hair. He kind of had long hair, and he had a hat on. Like, I felt like we had some features that were the same, but I was like, and why are you asking me this? And it was just never talked about again. We walk away from that situation, and it's never talked about ever again. Then when I'm 36 years old, I go to Florida, and I go to my dad's then wife and her sister's house, and her sister introduces me as his stepdaughter to some family members that were there. And I was like, stepdaughter? Okay, now this is weird. And it takes me back to that situation where I'm 21 years old. Then it plays back to me all the things that I've been feeling my entire life. I have identified, I'm going to say I always identify as Panamanian first because I feel like a Panamanian woman raised me. But I did identify as being Puerto Rican because my dad is Puerto Rican, and I have a Puerto Rican last name, Gonzalez. Very common Puerto Rican last name. So for all these years, I've identified as Puerto Rican and Panamanian. I do my ancestry, and I am 100% Panamanian. I have no Puerto Rican blood in me whatsoever. And so my immediate thought is back to 21 years old with my mom in this restaurant talking to this gentleman. This man was my father.
Yeah, it had to be.
And for those that don't know, my mom is deceased, and I feel like she took this to her grave. Like, I feel like in that time, maybe she wanted to tell me, but maybe my reaction wasn't a good reaction. I was 21 years old with my own family, and I just felt like, you know, it wasn't important to me at the time. I don't know. But why wouldn't you tell me in that moment that this man was my father? So my next thing is going to my next living relative that I think knows what's going on. And my conversation with my father is always, I love you. You are my daughter. And no, I did not know. But his reaction to me was not the reaction of a man that took care of a girl for her entire life
And didn't know that it
and
was...
did not know in that moment that I was not his daughter.
Maybe he promised it to grandma not to, so
Not to tell me.
Yeah, maybe.
I figured that too. So in the midst of being betrayed and going through all this, I feel betrayed not once but twice.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it's like betrayal, but on a different level, because
Yeah.
now this is your
Immediate family
your
betrayal,
family
yeah. Family
betrayal.
secrets.
I had a partnership betrayal. Now I got a familial betrayal. And although my dad's response was very sincere, I feel like it wasn't the response that I wanted to hear. Maybe I wanted to hear that I know and I adopted you and I'm so grateful. Mm-hmm. I'm so grateful to him, because without him, to be honest, I can see now that I think about it why she may not have said anything to anybody, because I am a child born in Panama. As you know, Panama is not a commonwealth of the United States. You have to be brought here by papers, and your father has to be, or one of your parents have to be, an American citizen. Maybe she felt like if she told my biological father that he was my dad, that he wouldn't let me leave the country. I don't know. This is the reasoning. So this is like, you're living this. So through Ancestry, you have people that match with you. So I've reached out some of my matches. I haven't heard anything back yet. I'm like daily looking.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like my entire life as I know it has been betrayal. Not only if my dad is telling the truth, he's been betrayed just like I have.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe he found out later on when you were 15 or something. It was already... He like, she's my daughter already,
Yeah, because you legally adopt me. His name is on my thing. So when you do your DNA, it says parent 1, parent 2, and it shows your ancestry, like what it is. And it says parent 1, 100% Panamanian, parent 2, 100% Panamanian, making me 100% Panamanian. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? With some other ancestry in there, but I am focused on the Panamanian part, but I am 100% Panamanian. So life as I knew it, it doesn't take away from my siblings. I love them. They are my brothers. They are my siblings. We have the same mother. But it just puts to rest for me, like all the anxiety and all the not feeling like you belong in a family where you are really the outcast. I can't say that in any other way. What I've known how I've identified for the last 50 years is not who I am today.
And you might have some other brothers and sisters that you don't even know about.
I may. I was really shocked, though, that there are people in Panama that have actually done their ancestry.
Yeah.
That I have some second cousins out there. I've reached out to them. I need to go back in. I just had so much stuff going on. I said for the new year, I'm going to go in there to all my matches and kind of look and see. But at this point, I'm your cousin, but how are we related?
Yeah.
Because it's obvious that they don't know about me either. I don't even know who my dad is. I don't have a name. I don't have anything to go from.
Is there a common last name that you keep seeing?
Oh my God. The last names, there's 4 common last names, but I have no clue.
Yeah.
My mom has left me out here fending for myself.
Did you try searching these names on Facebook and stuff?
I didn't. That's a great idea.
You gotta do that. Yeah.
Oh my
Facebook
God, that is such a great idea. I never thought about
You
that.
might find them tonight.
Oh my God, I'm going to spend the weekend really because I said I was going to go through my family
names
tree.
that is saying matching your cousins and stuff. If they doing,
let me tell y'all something. This
DNA
DNA shit is no joke. There's a lady. I was just telling you this earlier tonight that my sibling was like, "No, I don't want my DNA," because I tried to get them to do a DNA test with me to see how much percentage we had, and they were like, "No." One of my brothers was like, "I'm out. Don't ask me. I'm not doing it." Mm-hmm. And then my baby brother was like, "I'll do it with you. Yeah, it's not no problem."
Yeah,
he was open to it. But they're right. Your DNA is out there. So this lady dumps her baby. She had to be a teenager at the time. The baby might have been born dead.
Brenda's got a baby.
Yeah. So she puts the baby in the dumpster. Mm-hmm. And this baby has been there, Jane Doe, no name, no nothing, just DNA. This young girl, her granddaughter does her DNA, and guess what? They get a match to this lady. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what, guys? She's going to do time. Because back then, I don't know if they were able to tell if the baby was already dead or if the baby was stillbirth, either stillbirth or alive, and she discarded the baby. So,
sticky situation.
Mm-hmm. FBI is calling you, and you're like, why is the FBI calling me? Mm-hmm. Like, they were calling this lady, and she didn't know. She thought it was a joke.
Yeah. Like,
that is not no joke. The FBI is calling you because they got a DNA match. How do you know this person? Like, guys, this is some serious stuff. Mm-hmm. I understand why my brothers didn't want it out there. I kind of do understand it. But for me, I needed closure.
Yeah.
And this does solidify a lot of things that I felt as a child. Feelings of unwantedness or not being the same or feeling different because I look different from them. You see me with my siblings, mm-hmm. We look nothing alike.
No, yeah,
the 3 oldest look alike, the 2 youngest look alike. I'm in the middle, so look nothing alike. But I am grateful because this gives me the opportunity, even if my father is no longer living, I don't know. Because to be honest, my mom would have been in her 70s. This gentleman I met when I was 21 looked a lot older than her.
Really?
Yeah. So, I don't know. People live in Panama. My grandmother's 98 years old. Like, at the end of the day, they live long lives. So, I don't know. But I just want the opportunity to be told the truth to and to find this person.
Did you try asking her?
No, because she's has a little dementia. But I do plan. I did call my aunt. She's never returned my phone call.
Somebody knows something over
Somebody knows something. So when I go to Panama, and I plan on going to Panama in March or April.
Okay.
In that time frame, I will definitely be looking.
And we'll
for
continue
some
to
answers.
update y'all on this.
Yes, I will continue to update. So with all that was some of the anxiety and feeling the betrayal again. I feel like my mom took this to the grave, and maybe at that time she tried to tell me, but she couldn't. I have a very good friend of mine that went through the same thing, and I've been able to talk to her. She has been my outlet. I love her.
Did she figure hers out?
Oh yeah.
So
her dad was not her dad.
Yeah, but
same situation. She found her dad.
That's what I'm saying. So
because it was all stateside. But she has been. Kristen, I love you, because without her, these feelings that I was feeling, I would not been able to really hone in on what I'm feeling. Like, she was like, you should feel betrayed. You should feel like somebody didn't tell you the truth. You should feel like, you didn't fit in. Like, those are all validated feelings. She helped me validate my feelings, and deal with, I am not the person who I thought I was. My entire life has shifted. And I know people don't understand that, but it's a shift in your life and who you are as a person and how you identify culturally who I am. And although I always say I'm 100% Panamanian because my mother raised me, I still claimed my Puerto Rican side. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny because Anita, she was like, "You're not Puerto Rican," and she just started crying, and I'm like,
that's funny.
She was crying, and it was like we were both crying on the phone because I was like, "How in the hell does something like this happen?" But I kind of knew, I kind of had a feeling, and I was able to just really. I feel like knowing is the best thing. Now I know how to move forward, and I need answers, and I'm coming for them. Whether you don't want to share or not, I'm appreciative of my family. I love you guys. I love my dad. Thank you for adopting me and making me the woman that I am today. But now the person that I thought I was, I am no longer. And that part dies. You know what I'm saying? A piece of you dies when you find something like that out. Even you guys, I mean, how do you feel? Like your entire life you've been told I'm Puerto Rican, Panamanian, and black. Yeah. Now you're just Panamanian and black. Yeah. Like how do you feel?
I still feel the same. It doesn't
because it's only a small percentage.
Because we were always raised as Panamanian more than anything. So that's why I'm like,
I think so too, because the culture and who we were raised
by. It's always
by.
Panamanian flags. Hanging up. You did have a Puerto Rican flag in your car at the time.
Yeah,
like hanging with the Panamanian
flag. Yeah. Now I can't even say Wepa no more. Borinquen. I'm not Boricua. I'm just Panamanian. Like, man, I don't know. But I'm 100% Panamanian. Sean, my other son, said, "Mom, you're the only one that's 100% Panamanian." And I was like, "Oh, that is so right." So it's like, you know what? I feel like going into 2025, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic about finding family. I will search names on Facebook. I never thought about that, but I am going to use Facebook as a means to find my family members that matched with me on my dad's side. It's cool because it says parent 1 and these are your matches, and parent 2 and these are your matches. And I see on my mom's side, like some of my cousins that I do know of. So that's how I was able to distinguish between the two. But I don't have not a lick of Taino blood. I am not Caribbean. I am not Puerto Rican. I am 100% Panamanian. Although, I know the culture because, Grandma was married to a Puerto Rican man. Most of the husbands that she had were Puerto Rican. So I identify still, but it's at the end of the day, it does disrupt who you are as a person. Yeah. So it's just like, I was learning to deal with that too. I didn't say a lot about that, but I'm here to say that if you feel like at some point you may not be who you may not, like there's some secrets, go find out. Yeah. Go find out. It won't harm. It's not harmful to you. I mean, it does, like I said, disrupt who you are. But that's okay. I'm older. I think I can learn to live with it and just move on. That's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys.